Hey Crossroads, my name is Jordan and I get to serve as the student ministries pastor here at Crossroads. And I'm super excited to share with you day 14 of 21 days of prayer verse of the day. So today's verse comes out of 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 25, and it says this: "Gently instruct those who oppose the truth. Perhaps God will change those people's hearts and they will learn the truth." Now, 2 Timothy is a letter that Paul wrote to Timothy to continue to instruct him how to be a good pastor and to model true faith to those around him. And right before this verse, Paul reminds Timothy about some qualities and actions of a pastor. Paul tells Timothy to pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace. And then Paul tells Timothy to reject ignorant disputes. And then Paul tells Timothy to gently instruct those who are against the gospel. And as I read this passage and the surrounding verses, the word that stuck out to me was gently. Because I don't know about you, but I don't think that is a quality that very many people are good at these days. For example, we know we should love our neighbors, but isn't it just easier to rush into our garage and avoid eye contact? We know we should be kind to our coworkers, but does that really count when they throw us under the bus at work? We know we should serve our family, but why bother when they don't even seem to notice? And because we've gotten so used to being harsh with one another in our personal lives, that becomes the disposition we take when talking to others about God. For example, we know that Jesus has asked us to welcome the littlest ones around us, but surely that doesn't mean I have to serve and tolerate kids in service. We know that Jesus has called us to love one another as ourselves, but that probably doesn't apply to the person who doesn't love us. We know Jesus has commanded us to go and make disciples, but that's only a call for people who work in the church. We feed ourselves these lies and others until we convince ourselves that we don't have to instruct those who don't believe in Jesus. And then we arrive at this verse. And Paul tells Timothy and us to instruct those who don't believe in Jesus gently. That means getting involved in Kids Street so parents don't have to bring their child who's upset into service. That means loving the person in your life that is vocal about not loving Jesus. That means going into our corners of the world and telling them about the life-changing love and mercy and joy that comes only with Jesus. So Paul tells us to gently teach those around us about Jesus. But then what? Then they might have a change of heart. Since God has granted us free will, we know it's not our job to save them, but hopefully we can plant a seed that changes their mind. We've been tasked to share the good news to those around us, whether or not they believe in Jesus. But we've been tasked to do so gently, with humility, and with love. So my question for you today to reflect and pray on is, what does it mean for me to gently instruct those around me to believe in Jesus? We'll see you guys later.